Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Can you see my fingers? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michaela if you're new here, and welcome to my channel. So I wasn't planning on really filming today. I'm feeling like maybe a 6 out of 10. I woke up with a headache and yeah, I wasn't planning on sitting down for the camera, but I figured why not film this? So I really need to wax my eyebrows and basically reshape them and get them all back to looking good. It's been a while since I have waxed them. I've been waxing my brows at home actually since I think 2015 is when I started waxing my brows by myself. So I used to, okay, let's back it up a little bit. So when I first started doing makeup, I never did my brows before. I never filled them in or did anything. I know, like, yeah. So anyways, I never did my brows ever. And then when I was working at Ulta, which was my first cosmetic job that I had ever worked at, they had a benefit brow bar, and so I had got my brows waxed there, and that's when I started filling in my brows. And then when my husband and I got stationed in Hawaii and we moved, I don't know if there was a benefit brow bar there, maybe there was, but I just started waxing them on my own and and started doing kind of like the similar techniques that they would do when they would wax my brows, and I just started picking it up, and now I just do it myself. I don't go anywhere to get them done. So I figured since I need to do that, why don't I just sit down and film? And yeah, so we'll see how this goes. I have had a headache since last night and it's kind of dying down, but it's still there. And now I'm putting myself in front of a bright light. So that's probably not the smartest decision, but we'll see how long this lasts. But yeah, anyways, I just want to show you guys how I wax my brows. If this is something that you guys are interested in, be sure to hit the subscribe button, like, and let's get to it. Okay, we zoomed in a little bit. Hopefully this is better. I changed my background too. I don't know if this looks better or not. I kind of wanted something darker for fall. It's like a super dark brown. I honestly, with the bright light, I can't really tell how it's showing up on camera. So hopefully it looks okay. This is kind of going to be like my trial run for the backdrop. And then if I don't like it, I might change it. Also, I have been out in the sun. I have a little blow up pool in my backyard that I like to float around in, and I'm sorry to be like, my sunburn got sunburned. My forehead got a little sunburned, so I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to look. You know, your girl's not feeling too hot today. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna start off by filling in my brows and shaping them to how I want. So you can do this with a pomade, you can do this with a powder, a pencil. I'm just gonna probably go in with my NYX. This is a micro brow pencil in the shade Taupe. I was thinking about maybe doing like, you can also do an eyeshadow if you want. I was thinking about doing maybe that and just filling them in, because generally like this is only whenever I do my eyebrows, I will fill them in, like when I'm waxing my brows, gosh, I cannot talk today. I will fill them in with like a dark brown and they'll look like really intense and crazy, but that way I have like the shape that I want, and then I'll go and wax them, take it off, and then like refill in my brows. So maybe I'll do that actually instead, so that I'm not wasting like my actual brow product. Maybe I'll do that. I just look really crazy whenever I do that, so. I'm just gonna go in with my Dose of Colors Baked Browns palette because it's just got a dark brown. Sorry, this mirror is like, how do people do this? I don't know how people do this. But I'm just gonna use this dark brown shade right here, and we're just gonna fill her in. This will be fun. Actually, before we do any filling in, I'm gonna go ahead and brush through my brows and just kind of like shape the natural hair, and then we'll fill it in with a powder. I'm just gonna take the spoolie end of my brow pencil and just kind of run it through. So first things first, I'm going to start by kind of just like shaping it. So I'm gonna draw a line under my brow, and what really helps me is I will kind of like lift my brow like that so that I can really kind of get that shape. Oh yeah, that is dark. Okay, we're just gonna go for it. It's okay because we're gonna clean this up once I'm done waxing. So if y'all can bear with me while I look like an angry bird. So I'm basically, like I said, I look like a psycho. I'm going to be drawing a line, kind of fluffing it into my brow, and just continue on shaping. Okay, so if you mess up, it's okay because we can just remove it. So what I'm gonna do is take a makeup remover wipe, and I'm just gonna clean up the edge real quick of like the certain areas that I went like too far with. By the way, I'm trying really hard not to say like in this video because my last makeup tutorial I said like so many times I wanted to punch myself in the face. That video was kind of cringy. I think I just haven't really talked to anyone in a while. I was like, let me just vomit onto camera and just share my whole life, and probably wasn't really fun to watch. And the key to this, that a common like factor whenever like doing your brows, is you want like the edge of your eye. Is that what this is called? And you want it to kind of follow up, and wherever that line goes should be like the end of where your brow is. So right about there. Should my thumbnail be of me looking like this? Like, how many people do you think would click on this video if I was just like, I mean, I highly doubt that anyone is actually watching this video because nobody requested it, so nobody probably really cares to be watching this right now, but there's somebody out there, someone out there is watching this right now, and they are like, dang, this girl needs help. Now this part is really important just because you want to make sure that your brows are as even as possible. Now I know brows are not twins, they are sisters, but still, for us OCD people out there, we like them to be as similar as possible. So I want to say that this side is a little bit, this side's a little bit longer than this side, so I'm just going to take a little bit of shadow off. Boom. All right, so I think for the most part, we are filled in, we are good to go. Should I go to the grocery store like this? Okay, so now that nobody is going to take me seriously for the rest of this video with these brows on, I just want to show you the wax that I'm going to be using. This is the, where are you? This is the Sally Hansen microwavable eyebrow, face, and lip wax. Okay, I don't know if y'all will be able to see this just because it's really bright right now, but this is the Sally Hansen microwavable eyebrow, face, and lip wax. It just comes in like this little jar. Looks like that. And what I do is I basically pop it in the microwave, and it comes with these little like spatula type of stuff. It comes with like a little wooden stick. I kind of go back and forth between the two, and we're just gonna basically wax around my brows. So I'm gonna go run downstairs, pop this in the microwave, and then I will be right back. Okay. Oh, well, if y'all need a laugh today, you can just laugh at me. How about that? Okay, so we have the wax. I left it in the microwave a little bit longer than usual, and I regret that decision. It's a little bit hot, so I have to sit for a second while it cools. I would say generally a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes is good. It's sometimes like the middle of the jar will still be hard, so you kind of gotta stir it around. I didn't stir it around, I just kept heating it up. So now it's a little bit too hot, so give me a few minutes. So this is what happens when I like am not sitting up straight and I hunch over. This is where I really sit, so I really have to like sit up straight. So. Okay, so I think we are ready. I just tested it on my hand and it's not too bad. I'll just have to blow on it before I put it on my skin. So basically I'm gonna take my little blue spatula right here. Don't know why that southern accent just popped up, and I'm just going to kind of dip it in. I'm not gonna show you guys the whole time because this is kind of still hot, but I'm just gonna dip it in there, kind of swirl it around. I scrape any excess off the side, and then I'll kind of just like let it do its thing and kind of cool off for a split second. You don't want to wait too long because then it'll start to harden and you can't spread it very much. We're just going to place it like so, and then just start kind of doing that all over my brow. I'm actually going to pull up my little handy dandy mirror that is probably extremely dirty, but it's okay. It's all okay. And we're just going to start building that little wax barricade all around the brow. Just be careful you're not getting it too close to your brows, because then if you rip out a chunk, that would not be good. Okay, so now I'm gonna do it right up the middle. Oh yeah, just like that. This is a lot harder to do on camera, wow. You know, I might be able to get this done without having to re-microwave anything. We will see. I totally don't know if I'm blocking the camera right now, so I'm so sorry. Usually I have to go in, oh my gosh, we're making a mess. Usually I have to go microwave this a couple times just because I'm either not working fast enough or I didn't heat it up enough so it dries really quickly. And then as you're going through, I notice that wax will tend to get clumped up on this a lot, and so I kind of like halfway through will have to wipe off any, start over. That way it doesn't get clunky and chunky, clunky and chunky. Okay, so for the under part of my brows, my brow bone area, for me personally, this area is a lot more sensitive than like up here and on the side, and I don't want to have the wax run too far down onto my eyelid, and so I will take this little like stick, and I will just do a thinner strip like right under. Like that. Hopefully you guys can see this and this is showing up well. I should also mention and disclose I am by no means a professional. I am not an esthetician. I am just doing this on my own. So while you're doing this and putting hot wax on your face, please proceed at your own caution. I probably should have said that at the beginning of this video, but if you're still watching at this point, proceed at your own caution. All right. Wow, this is like amateur hour. Okay, so we are gonna go back to my first pieces that I waxed, and this is a fun part. We're gonna rip it all off. Okay, so hopefully this is a good angle for you guys, and also hopefully you can't see like my wall back behind me, like my backdrop. Side note, so when I was ordering like fabric, I wasn't ordering, and when I went to Hobby Lobby to pick up fabric, I had gotten my silk, which was my last backdrop, and it was like big. I always get 2 yards whenever I do like backdrop fabric, in case you guys are wondering. But I got 2 yards of my silk one, which was in my last video, and it covered like my whole entire wall. It was perfect. Well, I don't know why I didn't realize when she was cutting this fabric. I don't think I was paying attention. I think I was honestly just like zoning out when she was cutting it, because it is literally like the same size in width, but not in length. It's like half the size, and so I have to like perfectly angle my camera and zoom in it a certain way, or else you're gonna see like my wall and everything. So, I mean, but who cares, right? Okay, back to what y'all came for. So we are gonna start off by probably right here. And generally you wanna rip I think it's the opposite direction. I don't know, I just go for it. So maybe I'll start down here actually, so we can like rip up, because these are all kind of connected. This is like the worst part. But just rip it off like a band-aid. Just, oh yeah. Oh boy. Oh, whoo, oh. I got the inner corner of my eye watering. So what I like to do is kind of take my fingernail and I'll just kind of lift up the edge so that I have something to hold on to, and then I rip. Woo. Oh yeah, that felt good. I always like to check and see if there's hair on the wax when I do it, because then it feels like it was worth it. If there's no hair that came off, then just torturing myself. Okay, so let's actually do the centerpiece. I don't know why I just got nervous there. Oh yes. Wow. I'm such a freak. I'm like, this is so satisfying. Okay, so now let's go under the eye. Ooh. Ooh. Dang, those were long. Okay, so now that I have all of my wax off, I'm gonna take my spoolie, and be careful when you do this because it is abrasive. I am just kind of gonna lightly go and like rub back and forth on certain areas that have like small pieces of wax, and just kind of flake it off so I don't have to keep like pinching my skin, like this area especially. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back in with that makeup remover wipe, and I'm just going to wipe around my brow, not taking off any of the product yet. Just really making sure we clean up the area. I don't know why I always say we whenever I'm doing something. I'm like, we are gonna do this. You and I. Okay, so now this is more of like the meticulous stage. I'm going to take some tweezers. These are just tweezers. Not sure where they're from, but they work. I'm not like a huge, like, when it comes to like certain like beauty products and everything, I'm not super picky about like the brand or anything. So yeah. So now I'm just going to basically go and pluck some hairs that the wax didn't get, really clean up like those super fine edges that are like close to my brow. That way it's just nice and clean. Alrighty, so I have plucked as much as I can just around the edges. I know I can't get like every single hair, but for the most part I got the hair. So I'm just going to remove this eyeshadow off of my brows. And now that I have all of that eyeshadow off my brows, I'm just going to go back through with my spoolie and just kind of run this through my brows. And now I'm just going to start filling in my brows with my brow pencil, and then I will kind of do the finishing touches on my brows. So kind of how I did my eyeshadow, I will do with the pencil and just kind of do a light line underneath my brow to kind of create that base. And then just kind of start doing short hair-like strokes to kind of fill in those sparse areas. And that's pretty much all I have to do. That's why I love like freshly waxed brows, because they're already shaped. All you have to pretty much do is fill in your sparse areas and they're like done. Okay, so I see some hairs, so I'm just gonna go back and clean up the edges. Okay, so now that I have them filled in for the most part, what I'm going to do now is just kind of trim any brow hairs that are kind of just like going all over the place. So what I like to do is kind of just like brush them up like that, and then I'm going to take my scissors, just lightly trim. All right, and then lastly, if you want your brow hairs to stay in place, like if you have more bushy brows like I do, I'm just gonna go in with my e.l.f. Wow Brow. This is in the shade Taupe. Lightly just run this through real quick, or you can use a clear brow gel if you don't want anything tinted. I know NYX has one, Anastasia has one, and then I can kind of shape like my brow. Alrighty guys, so that is my brow tutorial on how I fill my brows out, wax them, shape them, just basically all about my brows. Let me know if you guys liked this video. I know this was super chill, you know, not very exciting or anything. Like I said, I wasn't planning on filming this. I just kind of wanted to sit down this morning and decide to film as I was waxing my brows. So yeah, let me know if you guys like this kind of video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see y'all in the next one.